Close your eyes and imagine. You stand in a city where skyscrapers claw the heavens like the spires of a demonic cathedral, their neon glow hiding eyes that watch from the void. Or picture a village square, where torchlight flickers, casting shadows that writhe like damned souls. What if the power structures we obey, governments, corporations, churches, are not just human constructs, but mirrors of hell's infernal hierarchy, their thrones built on our submission? Welcome, demonology seekers, to a chilling descent into the abyss. In 2025, the world's rulers, presidents, CEOs, High Priest Echo, the demonic kings, princes, and dukes of the Goetia, their authority a dark reflection of hell's order. From Babylon's blood-drenched altars to corporate boardrooms pulsing with greed, the elite wield power like demons, demanding our labor, faith, and souls as tribute. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, 1577, maps hell's ranks: Lucifer, Beelzebub, Astaroth, and our world mimics them, its hierarchies a blueprint of infernal control. Stick around, demonology fans, as we unveil how power on earth mirrors the hierarchy of hell. This is how power structures mirror the hierarchy of hell. In 5th century BCE Babylon, under a sky black as despair, a priest king knelt before a ziggurat altar, his blade slick with sacrificial blood, chanting to summon a demon whose name burned the tongue like fire, the Enuma Elish, c. 1800 BCE. Whispers of such rites, where rulers invoke Tiamat's chaos to crush rivals, their power cemented by pacts with underworld horrors that demanded lives in return. This was no mere ritual, it was a blueprint, a hierarchy of control mirroring hell's own order, where demons like Baal ruled legions with iron will, their sigils carved in clay and flesh. The Goetia, c. 16th century, lists 72 demonskings, dukes, Marcus each commanding souls with ruthless precision, their ranks a shadow of earthly thrones. A 7th century BCE Sumerian tale tells of a king offering his kin to Pazuzu, his scorpion claws granting victory, only for his palace to burn, cursed by demonic scorn. In 9th century BCE Akkad, a priestess invoked Tiamat's spawn, a serpent with eyes like molten iron, to curse a rival, only to see her temple crumble, its stones weeping ash. Fast forward to 2025, this infernal structure lives on. Presidents command nations like hell's kings, CEOs reign over empires like princes of greed, priests bind souls like dukes of deceit, and secret societies whisper like marquises of the abyss. In Mumbai, 2025 Diwali flames mask Yaksha greed. In Silicon Valley, AI pulses with Key of Solomon sigils. In Nigeria, Eshu's laughter haunts political rallies. Demonology enthusiasts, you know the truth, the powerful rule like hell's lords, their hierarchies built on our blood, their thrones propped by our submission. Today, we'll trace this mirror through 4 realms: political power, where leaders echo demonic kings; corporate empires, ruled by princes of greed; religious institutions, led by dukes of deceit; and secret societies, veiled like marquises of secrets. Each reveals how the masses are their offerings, our lives, the currency of infernal power. Comment below, what power structure feels most demonic to you? Let's plunge into the darkness. Political power, kings of hell. For demonology buffs, the Goetia crowns Lucifer as hell's emperor, his will absolute, his legions bowing without question, a structure chillingly mirrored in Earth's political powers. In ancient Rome, emperors like Nero, honest century CE, declared themselves divine, their decrees carved in blood, echoing Baal's iron dominion in the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, 1577. A 3rd century CE Roman chronicle tells of a senator invoking a demon in a torchlit crypt, his sigils pulsing with infernal light to sway the Senate, only for his villa to burn to cinders, its ashes whispering betrayal on the wind. In medieval Europe, kings claimed divine right, their thrones propped by fear, much like Astaroth's rule over hell's dukes. A 13th century French tale speaks of a king's pact with a demon. His kingdom spared war, but his heirs lost to madness, their screams clawing through castle halls, the air thick with unseen eyes. In 2025, political leaders tower over hierarchies as rigid as hells. Their power, a shadow of Beelzebub's relentless control. Presidents and prime ministers command armies, laws, economies, their authority absolute, their advisors whispering like demonic courtiers in shadowed chambers. A 2024 Berlin rumor claims global summits hide candlelit rites, where leaders chant Goetia names Lucifer, Baal. Asmodeus seeking dominion over nations, their deals sealed in bloodless shadows. The air heavy with sulfur's ghost. In Nigeria, 2025 political rallies burn incense to ward off Eshu's trickery, tied to 14th century Ife tales of rulers bargaining with demons, their victories costing villages lives, their fields left barren as sacrifices to unseen hunger. The Vishnu Purana, c. 4th century CE, warns of Rakshasa-like kings, their greed devouring subjects like sacrificial lambs. A 10th century Indian tale tells of a Raja invoking a Rakshasa for power, his kingdom flourishing as his people starved, their deaths blamed on famine but whispered to be demonic tithes, their bones dust under a cursed sky. In 7th century BCE Babylon, a priest king offered captives to Tiamat's spawn, per the Enuma Elish, c. 1800 BCE. His city spared, but its wells running red, a demonic curse. In 2025, global summits like Davos pulse with this energy. Their closed-door deals a modern pact, the masses' welfare jobs, homes, futures offered as tribute to maintain power. In rural Mexico, 2025 villagers carve protective sigils on adobe walls, fearing political elites invoke Mictlantecutli, the Aztec death lord from 15th century codices, his skeletal maw demanding lives. A 2024 Mexico City tale whispers of a politician's mansion, its basement etched with demonic seals, linked to vanished protesters, their cries swallowed by the earth. In 2025 Japan, political campaigns burn salt to repel Oni, tied to 11th century Heian tales of lords summoning demons, their cities spared but their people lost to shadow. In 12th century Persia, a sultan's chronicle hints at a jinn pact for conquest, his empire vast but his court plagued by nightmares, their screams echoing in desert winds. In 2025 Cairo, urban myths warn of summits where leaders carve Goetia sigils, their policies crushing the poor, a tithe to demonic will. These leaders, like hell's kings, demand unwavering loyalty, their hierarchies ministers, generals, bureaucrats enforcing control with iron precision, the masses their currency, their lives the offering to maintain infernal thrones. Demonology fans, you see the parallel political power mirrors Lucifer's absolute rule, built on our submission, our dreams burned as fuel for their ambition. What leaders strike you as demonic, their actions echoing hell's hierarchy? Share below your stories might unveil the next hidden pact. Corporate empires, princes of greed. The Goetia names Mammon as hell's prince of greed, his legions amassing wealth through deceit, a structure chillingly reflected in 2025's corporate empires, their gleaming towers a facade for infernal hunger. In 19th century London, industrialists built fortunes on workers' blood, their factories a mirror of Mammon's domain, their smokestacks belching shadows like demonic breath. And 1880s rumor tells of a tycoon performing a blood rite in his mansion's cellar, summoning Mammon for wealth, only for screams to haunt his halls, echoing Grimorium Virum, c. 1517, warnings of demonic pacts that demand souls. In 2025, corporate giants tech conglomerates, finance titans strain like demonic princes, their CEOs commanding hierarchies as ruthless as hells, their boardrooms pulsing with infernal intent. A 2024 documentary, Veil of Shadows, alleges Silicon Valley moguls embed Key of Solomon sigils in AI algorithms, channeling Belial to manipulate markets. Their crashes, a tithe paid by workers' shattered livelihoods, their dreams ground to dust. In India, 2025 tech startups face whispers of apps coded with tantric sigils, their algorithms swaying minds like the Atharva Vedas c. 1000 BCE. Warnings of Yaksha greed twisting human will into submission, A 2024 Bangalore tale chills with a coder's suicide after his AI spoke in forbidden tongues. Its code traced to Goetia patterns, his notes scrawled with warnings of a shadow in the machine that watched him sleep. In 16th century Venice, merchants invoked demons for trade monopolies, their ships sinking under storms that howled with unnatural fury, their crews lost to waves that whispered betrayal. A 17th century Amsterdam story speaks of a merchants' guild summoning a demon, their wealth soaring as workers vanished, blamed on plague but whispered to be infernal sacrifices, their bones found etched with occult marks. In 2025 Shanghai, urban myths warn of CEOs carving sigils in penthouse offices, their corporations thriving as employees disappear, echoing 12th century Chinese tales of sorcerers bargaining with demons for gold, their villages reduced to ash. A 13th century Chinese chronicle recounts a merchant's pact with a fox spirit, his riches vast but his kin lost to nightmares, their screams swallowed by the wind. In rural England, 2025 villagers shun corporate smart devices, fearing they channel strigoi, a belief tied to 13th century wards against demonic possession, their oak doors carved with runes to block spectral whispers. A 2025 Tokyo rumor tells of a tech firm's server room, its walls etched with Goetia runes, sparking unnatural fires that left claw marks in steel, chilling engineers. In 2025 Nigeria, Yoruba communities fear fintech apps, believing they channel Eshu's trickster spirit from the Ifa corpus. 13th century, their transactions allure for demonic pacts. A 15th century Ife tale tells of a merchant's abacus, cursed by Eshu's touch, driving him to ruin, his wealth turning to dust. A 2024 Sao Paulo rumor warns of a corporate magnate's skyscraper, its penthouse altar glowing with Key of Solomon sigils, linked to missing workers. These corporate empires, gleaming with wealth, hide infernal intent, their hierarchy's executives, managers, workers demanding blind loyalty, the masses labor and lives their offering to Mammon's insatiable greed. The Goetia's warnings linger, demons crave sacrifice, and the powerless workers, dreamers, the exploited are the currency, their lives fuel for corporate thrones that mirror hell's princes. Religious institutions, dukes of deceit. In hell's hierarchy, dukes like Astaroth wield deceit, cloaking malice in divine guises, their honeyed whispers binding Solsa structure chillingly mirrored by religious institutions. The Malleus Maleficarum, 1486, condemned summoning Lilith, her serpentine form, luring the faithful to ruin. Yet 14th century French whispers told of clerics offering a child's blood to a demon disguised as a saint, their cathedral crumbling under flames that danced without fuel, its stones weeping ash into a starless night. In Hinduism, Kali's worship, per the Skanda Purana, c. 8th century CE, risks Rakshasa fury, her garland of skulls, a grim demand for blood, her dance shaking the earth until stars falter. A 12th century Bengal tale recounts a priest's goat sacrifice to Kali, his village razed by her demonic gaze, survivors whispering of betrayal as fields burned and rivers ran dry. In 2025, religious hierarchies echoed this deceit, their altars pulsing with infernal intent. In Varanasi, devotees spill milk and turmeric to appease Kali, their prayers trembling with 9th century tales of Yaksha possession, where failed rites left fields scorched and skies bleeding red. A 10th century Tamil story tells of a Kali priestess, her eyes glowing like embers, possessed by a Rakshasa that devoured her kin until a sage's mantra broke the curse, the air thick with sulphur's stench. In Nigeria, Yoruba priests in 2025 pour palm oil at crossroads for Eshu, the Ifa corpus, 13th century, warning of his demonic laughter, a trickster's favor cutting like a blade. A 14th century Ife tale speaks of a priest invoking Eshu, his kin vanishing into a storm of shadow, saved only by a diviner's blood sacrifice, the ground stained with their offering. In Mexico, 2025's La Santa Muerte altars, blending Aztec rites, channel Mictlantecutli's hunger, per codices, 1500 CE, his skeletal maw craving lives. A 16th century Aztec story warns of a priest invoking a death spirit, his city swallowed by a darkness that bled from the earth, its people lost to an unseen abyss. In 2025 Oaxaca, devotees offer tequila and marigolds, their chants faltering as serpent shadows slither near altars, blamed for vanished souls. In Romania, 2025 Orthodox villagers burn sage and carve runes on church doors to ward off strigoi, vampiric demons tied to 12th century folklore, fearing elite rituals awaken their claws, their graves marked by claw-scratched earth. A 15th century Wallachian tale tells of a monk's pact with a strigoi, his monastery burned, its bells tolling without hands, the air heavy with dread. In Japan, 2025 Shinto priests purify shrines with salt to repel yurei, spirits masking oni demons, per 10th century Heian tales of elite sorcery that razed villages. A 2025 Kyoto rumor warns of a shrine enveloped in unnatural mist, linked to demonic rites, its priests vanishing under moonless skies. A 13th century Japanese chronicle recounts a priestess invoking an oni, her shrine collapsing in a storm of ash, saved by a monk's sacred fire. In 2025 Lagos, Yoruba festivals spill palm oil for Eshu, their flames casting claw-like shadows, while a Mexico City exhibit displays Aztec codices, their demonic carvings chilling crowds. These institutions, draped in piety, mirror hell's dukes, their hierarchies popes, priests, shamans demanding blind devotion, the faithful souls their sacrifice to entities like Astaroth, Lilith, Rakshasas, and Mictlantecuhtli. The Goetia's warnings endure, demons crave blood, and the masses are the offering, their faith a chain to horrors veiled in divine light. Secret societies, marquises of secrets. The Goetia lists marquises like Amon, masters of secrets, their whispers bending fates, a role mirrored by secret societies, Freemasons, Rosicrucians, modern cabals. In 18th century Europe, Enlightenment lodges allegedly invoked demons, a 1750s Paris rumor telling of a ritual summoning Amon, its members gaining influence as their city burned, its streets choked with ash. In 2025, conspiracies swirl around Davos elites, their closed-door rites echoing Goetia chants, seeking global control. A 2024 London tale whispers of a billionaire's estate near Glastonbury, its midnight screams tied to demonic sigils carved in stone. In 13th century Japan, Heian sorcerers invoked Oni for power, their shrines collapsing under mists that howled with rage, per ancient chronicles. In 2025 Tokyo, urban myths warn of secret tech cults coding AI with Key of Solomon sigils, their algorithms swaying minds like demonic spells. A 2024 Osaka tale tells of a cult server room sparking with unnatural light, its coders vanishing. In Nigeria, 2025 Yoruba tales fear elite pacts with Eshu, echoing 15th century Ife stories of cursed wealth, where merchants' riches turn to dust. A 2025 Lagos rumor speaks of a secret lodge, its walls etched with Goetia runes, linked to missing activists. In 2025 Brazil, whispers of Amazonian cults invoking Exu, a Yoruba spirit, echo 14th century tales of demonic pacts razing villages. A 2024 Sao Paulo tale tells of a ritual circle, its flames casting shadows like claws, its members gaining power as locals vanished. These societies, veiled in secrecy, mirror hell's marquises, their hierarchies initiates, masters, grandmasters demanding silence, the masses they're offering to Amon's whispers. Demonology buffs, what secret groups feel demonic? Drop your thoughts below. Why do power structures mirror the hierarchy of hell? From Babylon's kings spilling blood for Tiamat to 2025 CEOs coding demonic AI. The elite rule like Goetia's lords, Lucifer's absolute will, Mammon's greed, Astaroth's deceit, Amon's secrets their hierarchies demanding sacrifice. Political thrones, corporate empires, religious altars, secret cabal reflect hell's order, their power forged in our blood, labor, and souls. The pseudo-monarchia daemonum warns of their hunger, yet we obey, blind to the mirror. In 2025, as summits whisper, Algorithms hum, altars burn, and secrets fester. The truth chills. Our rulers are hell's shadows, their thrones propped by our offerings. Stand in a city's neon glare or a shrine's flickering gloom. Feel the air thicken, the darkness pulse with unseen eyes. Demonology fans, the hierarchy is real power serves demons, and we're the price. What's the creepiest power structure you've seen? Comment below, subscribe, and stay vigilant, the abyss is watching.